Hello, namaste. I'm gonna make a video because I haven't made a video in a while, and I've had some comments on videos and stuff, and some people have, well, quite a few people have been kind of watching it. So it's time for an update. I've been super busy in life. I've been super busy at work. Also, I've had a few holidays here and there, so it's been quite hard for me just to find a bit of time or a bit of motivation just to make a video about my wrist. Now, we are now at the end of June. I had my cast off in March, I think, so we'll have to go with the timeline, but we're looking at about 4 months, maybe 3-4 months after my cast is off. I'll put in the title the exact time span. But I looked at my first video that I ever made, and the progression is kind of crazy. I was looking at what I could do, and it was a bit depressing compared to what I can do now. So, quick update really on how my wrist is doing. So, with this, can you see that? Yeah, you can. With this, but completely back to normal. I've got no issues with that. Closing my fists, doing circles, it's all exactly, well, I think personally exactly how it was before. I mentioned a little while ago that my fingers here lost sensation. Most of that sensation has actually come back. I still, if I pinch hard or gently, a little bit of pins and needles, but in general, it's back to normal. Like, it feels good, which is pretty crazy. Also, this is weird, and I don't know if anyone has this, but I've never seen anything like this before, and it's kind of mind-boggling. But on the two fingers where I lost sensation, I don't know if you can see that. Can you see my nail? Like, this is my normal nails. This is, oh yeah, there we go. So I have like this separation, and also here I've got, I don't know how well you can see that, but it's almost like a new nail is growing underneath. And I think that's something to do with the damage that's caused with the nerves. It's kind of growing back a new nail, like self-healing. And scar-wise, you know, the scar's not too bad. Yeah, they blend in really well. I have no issues with pain with the scar or anything like that. Movement wise, so I still have this lump here. So when it comes to lifting, I'm going to look in the mirror just so I can actually see what I'm doing. So when it comes to bending my wrists back, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I haven't got any pain or real difficulty doing that. Sideways, it's wicked. That way as well, I don't know, pretty good, but the muscle here is tight. The only problem that I'm having, also, it's the surgeon told me that he doubts I'll get full mobility back, or it'll ever be back to same as normal. I think he was kind of lying. Well, I don't know. Well, he said that it'll be very impressive if I've got full mobility back. So the only thing I'm stuck on, but every time, when I look at the videos, I'm getting a little, small degree every single time. So it's still this way. This is my normal hand. That is, you know, that's roughly what my normal hand can do. This hand, it's not quite there. But every week it goes down a little bit more. But it's super sore here, like, and it hurts when I do this. And I think it's just because of my muscles are not quite there yet. So all in all, mobility's good. It feels solid. Like I can do stuff with it, and it doesn't feel weak. But issues other than that kind of movement, issues with it are I do get pain in it randomly. It doesn't seem to be a structured pain. It doesn't seem to be a pain because of weather. Here in the UK, currently it's June, so it's warm, so we're not having real cold weather. I take ice plunges, and sometimes when I have an ice plunge, my wrist hurts afterwards. But the other day, for example, I was in a car, I wasn't driving, and my wrist hurt for like half an hour. I find sometimes at work as well, because I'm a hairdresser and I use my hands a lot. Some days it's fine, but some days after a client or two, just my wrist hurts. What other updates is that? So my wrist hurts. It feels good. It clicks. It most definitely clicks. Which I don't know if it's a bad thing. Grip strength. So my grip strength isn't the same as it was before. It really isn't. I can't. Sometimes I not anymore so much, but sometimes I struggle to undo lids. I find myself struggling to carry shopping bags as well, like hold them if they're heavy. Or the other day, for example, I was going away for a week, and I dropped some potted plants off at my mum's to kind of water, and these kind of ceramic pots. And what I could hold in this hand really easily, a ceramic pot, on this hand I really couldn't. It just got really, really tired, and I got pain in my wrist. So there's still issues with that I'm going through. I've been able to cycle again, no problem. I haven't done anything crazy. I've just kind of done a bit of road cycling and a little bit kind of off-road mountain biking. When it comes to my wrist got tired, and my wrist hurt through the vibrations, but it's you know, I've been advised that I need to get back to using my wrist, and all of that is just natural. Weight training. I've been able to get back to doing weight training. I'm not lifting as heavy as I was before, just because I haven't got the grip strength. Also, my wrist, my forearm muscles aren't strong enough to actually hold the muscles, the weight in a stable way, and also my wrist, so I don't want to push it too far. But my weight training, I've been able to do weight training. I've changed my weight training regime to a lot of stuff that is designed to reactivate the wrist and open up those muscles and stimulate my grip strength. But the biggest thing is yoga. I've started doing yoga back about a week ago. A week ago, I started doing like actual yoga classes again, and I've managed to do. Obviously, I can't do every position. My wrist isn't strong enough. It hurts as well if I get into like a plank position. It hurts, but I'm able to do push-ups and stuff. But my wrist just feels really tired, so sometimes I have to kind of give up a position in yoga. But I've been able to do yoga, which is the craziest thing, which is what I really wanted to do. So that is sick. I've been able to get out and hike up mountains as well without worrying about damaging my wrist. The biggest thing was I didn't want to go up a mountain and camp or anything, just in case I slipped and fell and injured my wrist. But my wrist feels solid, and all the bones now are healed. I've only got the screw left in there. Obviously the ligaments can take a bit of time to heal, but everything's good with it. I'm no longer seeing a surgeon at all. Physiotherapy as well. I'm no longer seeing my physio. My physio was good, brilliant. The NHS physio in the UK was good, but obviously it's a very limited amount of time. My private physio was quite expensive. But what I found is that the biggest progress with my wrist was actually using it in day-to-day activities. So we were doing these kind of wrist exercises, which I understand, but it's kind of like, well, I do weight training and I use my wrist in that way, or I do yoga, and it's almost a little, so I thought, you know, I don't need to see the physio as much, especially that we were at a point where it wasn't protecting, the physio didn't need to protect me from damaging my wrist anymore. The physio was there to push it. So I kind of found that we were repeating certain stuff, and I could kind of gauge where I was. And like my arm, again, it's not a skinny little flabby arm. It's solid and it's good. So I've been able to not not be self-conscious about my arm anymore. So yeah, I hope that's given people some more information. So this has been, if we are in June, January, February, I think I had my cast off. So it's been about 4 months. I get a bit of pain in it, here and there. My arm feels really tight. If I'm doing certain positions in yoga or I'm carrying something heavy, my wrist definitely hurts. I don't know yet about cold weather, because they said I'd get some arthritis. I have no feeling, I have no pain in where the screw is. I think that's a big thing. When this first started healing, I could feel the pain in my scaphoid. I could definitely feel the pain in my scaphoid, but now, the last few weeks, nothing. It just feels solid. So a little bit of the nerve still feels a little bit tingly sometimes, but those nerves are almost pretty much back there. Movement is all feeling good with it. It's just that way. But every day that's progressing. It just feels really, really, really tight. So it has changed slightly my life. I've got less movement in it. It tends to hurt occasionally and randomly. And I just get a bit of a sore arm if I do a lot of activity with it, and also if it's in funny positions. But it's so much stronger. I can't be, but like, for example, a weight, like a kettlebell, my wrist now is strong enough. So that's my good wrist. My wrist now is strong enough, I don't know, to hold it, and also my wrist be solid. Obviously, anything a lot heavier than that, if I'm holding it like that, my wrist just isn't strong enough, and it just bends, and you can feel it. You can't even pick up the weight because your wrist isn't stable enough. I know if my wrist isn't stable enough, so we're not completely back to normal. But other than that, yeah, good. So long story short, I'll try to do an update if throughout maybe winter when the weather gets a bit colder, or on how that is going. I haven't posted any videos on exercises that I've been doing or anything, because I don't really know if that's of interest for people. I think it's mainly what I've gathered from the comments is people wanting to know what a kind of recovery is like. But I think the most important thing with it is not allowing it to stop you from doing things. I very quickly went back to trying to use my wrist back in a safe way, using my wrist as normally as I can, and I think that really kind of broke down that barrier of me mentally keeping myself from progressing with my wrist. So I hope that was informative to a certain extent. Feel free to leave me comments as well. I quite like the comments. And I really actually enjoyed editing the videos. I know I haven't made one in a while, which is because life has been super busy, but I've actually done a video of me hiking with my friends, which is a bit laddish. I think I swear a lot, like I say shit quite a bit, but that's me. And so I'll be editing that and putting it up on my YouTube channel, which I think if you're watching this video, you're not even gonna want to care. But yeah, it's pretty much back to normal. It's been a very crazy time with my wrist, but it is solid now. So I'm back to normal life. Yes, I'm back to normal life. Again, I wish the scar was bigger. Thank you very much for watching. If anyone's got any questions, I'll try to do some updates. I won't do anything about my exercises that I've been doing because, yeah, no one cares. And yeah, thank you. Peace, love, and happiness. I'm out.